I was jamming out to that
I
video.
really love that song.
I know we're waiting to go live, and I'm just jamming out to that song.
It sounds so good. I love it.
It really does. What's up, everybody? I'm Laura Davidson. This is Mario Ponce joining me.
Yeah.
And it's SM7dB launch day, everybody, and it feels like I don't know, Christmas morning for me, waking up and seeing all this content coming out. I'm loving it.
Well, we've been waiting for a very, very long time for this microphone to come out. And now we get to talk about it. So
that is true.
Yeah.
So if you're here, let us know you're here and tell your friends that you're here and have them get on this live stream so they can learn all about this legend reborn. This is the SM7dB. So you might be thinking it looks strangely like an SM7B, and there's a reason for that because it is an SM7B. Right. But now, what's it got in it, Mario?
It's got a preamp in it now.
A built-in preamp. Yes.
Something that I've been asking for quite a while. And I know in speaking with all of you and all of our customers and fans have been asking about doing something like that as well, because it makes things much, much easier especially for those of us who aren't as adept in audio as others. So to cut that conversation short, and being able to have something like this where you have that built-in preamp is amazing for me. I know. Yeah.
I mean, because before you'd have to use an inline preamp, something like this that I've got on here, our MVX2U. But right now I'm not even using the preamp in that microphone. I'm just using it to plug it in and get it into my computer. The inline pre is now inside. It's built in to my SM7dB. Yeah. And you also have some cool features on the back of the mic, which you want to pull that one up, Mario.
Sure.
On the back of the mic, we have tangible switches now. Okay, we just celebrated the 50th anniversary of the SM7B, which is super exciting. Well, the 50th anniversary of the SM7, which was the 5, which is the 7, and then it was the 7B. Right. But we just had a big anniversary. And it's a great mic, but it has these switches that you have to manually adjust with a pen or a screwdriver. And now on the back of our SM7dBs, I can just reach back and adjust my EQ, and I can activate or bypass that active preamp. So that's something new that we've added. Tactile buttons to the back of the SM7dB. Super handy. Gives you the control. I love it. I'm obsessed.
And if you missed our 50th anniversary live stream, it is available. So check it out so you can learn all about the SM7B.
Yes. And while you're here, just go ahead and like and subscribe so you can find out when we're doing this again.
I wish we could have talked about the SM7dB when we did that live stream.
That would have been neat, but we would have been fired. So I'm really glad that we didn't.
Every time I mention on that stream SM7B, I always thought in my mind, did I say DB?
Don't say
DB? Now I can actually say it and not worry about it. So,
I thought the exact same
the DB,
thing.
DB.
Yeah, and then the SM7, never mind. Yeah, so now we can say it all we want.
We can.
In case you didn't notice on the side of the mic, well, a couple things about the appearance. One, it's about 1 centimeter longer to enclose that and make room for the preamp that we had talked about. It's also black. If you look at the SM7B, it's actually a dark gray, charcoal gray color. And the SM7dB now has this nice muted Shure logo. Mario's holding it up so you can see his for comparison. But they are the same mic. When I bypass the built-in preamp, it is the same exact microphone. And to showcase that, I can actually do it. If Mario, you want to throw me into full screen mode.
Sure. Okay, you're full screen.
All right, rock and roll. So right now I have my preamp engaged and I've got it at plus 28 dB. You can actually bump it between 18 dB or 28 dB to compensate depending on the interface that you're using. Right now I'm using an MVX2U, and I have my SM7B plugged directly into the microphone itself. So I'm bypassing any of the effects on the MVX2U. So all you're hearing right now is the SM7dB. But if I wanted to have a true SM7B and bypass that preamp, that's exactly what this microphone is. So let me bypass it real quick so you can hear. All right, this is my SM7B without the preamp engaged. It sounds exactly the same. So to answer all those questions that we've been seeing coming in through comments on all the different YouTube videos around the interwebs, it does not color your tone at all. I'm going to switch it back with that preamp. Give me one sec. And I love those tactile switches because I'm not even having to look. I just know where it is already. So you hear a little bit of a pop when that comes on, and there's a reason for that. When you're using your SM7dB, you want to make sure that you engage phantom power in your pre. So that's the only thing that's on in my MVX2U right now is phantom power, because that's going to enable the circuitry. Doesn't color the tone, doesn't damage it when it pops. You do maybe want to take off your headphones or earphones or turn down your monitors before you do that, but I turn my gain way down so I wouldn't blow anybody's eardrums out. But that's it. That's the difference between bypass. Let me do it one more time. If you're joining, if you want to throw on some headphones, I'll wait. Just kidding, I won't wait. All right, I'm going to switch it back over. So let's bypass it again. So right now, again, you're hearing the SM7dB with the plus 28 dB engaged on my built-in pre. Let me switch it over to bypass mode. And now you're hearing the SM7B with no additional gain added, except in my MVX2U, I've added that gain. So this would be like you using your preamp that you already have at home, your interface that you already have at home. Let's switch it back over to the SM7dB. I love that. It's so simple. So all you need really is that and an interface, and you're good to go. No additional hardware required.
Yeah. So what interface are you using?
I am using our MVX2U. What's up, Bill? What's up, Jason? And it is a single inline digital audio interface, which Mario has, so you can see up close and personal. You can see it's got XLR on there, and on the back you have a headphone out so you can monitor, and a USB-C out for plugging into your device, your computer, which is what I'm doing right now. So my setup is SM7dB, MVX2U, into my MacBook Pro via USB-C, and some headphones out that I'm monitoring in real time. That's it. That's my setup.
Me too. If you are not familiar with MVX2U, we also did Laura did a live stream and was not able to join that one. So check that out too. But it's a great solution to connect any XLR microphone. It doesn't have to be a Shure mic. It could be any microphone into your computer. To make life much, much easier for you, especially, again, for those who aren't as adept in audio as others. But as you can see, it sounds, amazing. It's like having a engineer at your fingertips, an audio engineer, by just
the MVX2U.
The MVX2U, because of the way that it operates with the Motive app.
Auto.
So
yeah. Do you want to pull that up and show that?
Sure.
Just we're making a little side note here. This is about the SM7dB.
Right.
It's the star today, but MVX2U is rad. So let's talk about it.
So right now I'm in manual mode, just because I want to customize the way that my SM7dB sounds. I could say dB. I'm going to say dB as much as I can here. So I have my phantom power engaged. You've got a couple things here. You got your mic gain, and then you also have some basic EQ, high pass filtering, some compression, and then also a limiter. And then I could bounce over to auto level mode. And when I do that, things are going to change a little bit because auto level mode is going to do everything for you. It'll determine how far you want to be away from the mic, if you want to be far or close, has different tones. You could still engage phantom power. So for those of you who have a condenser microphone and you want to use far near mode, you still can. And again, any microphone we're talking about. So I'll just do that. I'll bounce over. You're going to hear some changes in my microphone.
Yep, his gain's going to drop a little bit while auto level is trying to compensate and listen and make up the gain.
So right now I am in far mode, And I actually have
Nice.
3 different levels of gain. Right now I'm quiet. If I do normal, it's a little loud there.
It does. Ooh,
So,
that's nice.
yeah,
That's
so
crispy.
very crispy.
But
So I
not
can
not in a bad way. Like it was.
You're right.
Yeah.
So I could be 6 to 18 inches away from the microphone in far mode. And what far mode is great for those content creators or you product people out there, if you're doing any kind of stream where you have to present product, it allows you to keep your hands free so you can hold up stuff. The other thing that it does is it allows you to keep your microphone out of the camera shot. So if you
Right.
just don't want your mic in the shot, you'll be able to use.
But you want your mic in the shot today. It's the
do.
SM7dB. It's launch day. Like we
do.
don't want to hide it in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner today.
Right.
That's so MVX2U. We're just giving you a little side note, little journey into what we're using there. But you do not have to use the MVX2U with the SM7dB. But it is a pretty slick setup because I'm plugged directly in. Mario's actually using an XLR jumper cable just so he had a little more wiggle room on his desk. I'm plugged directly into my MVX2U with my SM7dB. And I'm also using our Gator boom arm, which I can bring into the shot here a little bit. Oh,
Yeah.
look at that. That's nice. That's nice. So we're all Shure branded out right now, and it's great. And it has the boom arm actually comes with this nice extension so that you can use it with an SM7dB or an SM7B.
Right.
So that's super fun.
Yeah, I got kind of a longer XLR cable because I need the space. I need
Right.
the room. My
He
desk
needs
is
the room.
crowded.
Mine
So,
is a
gotta
hot
do
mess
some
right now.
cleaning
We're
here.
not gonna show that in this live stream. So
One day
Mario,
we
which
should, though.
setting? Oh God, I don't think anybody wants to see. Actually, I did. I think I showed it on a live stream not too long ago, but it was cleaned up a little bit. What do you have your settings on your SM7dB set to? Because I can't tell. Do you have your preamp engaged?
I do, and it's at 18.
Nice.
So I'm not running it as hot as I can.
Nice.
And what I'm doing is kind of relying on the gain inside the Motive app to kind of compensate for that. So I get a nice balanced tone, at least for me,
Awesome.
for the way that I hear it. And obviously I can bump it up, but I'm just using the 18 right now. And
Nice.
then everything's flat. So
Yes.
I'm not engaging any roll off or any boost or anything like that. So that's how I
No,
have
but
it.
you do have you got some EQ going in your MVX2U
I do.
in the Motive desktop app.
I do have some EQ in the Motive app that you saw. So just a little bit though.
Right.
But nothing on the mic itself. So if I wanted to adjust some of the frequency in the microphone, I could, just like I would with the SM7B.
Right. So we did have somebody ask, can you use the program with the SM7dB by just using the mic with it, nothing else? No, you cannot. You need to use the MVX2U, the MV88 Plus, or the MV7 to take advantage of our Shure Plus desktop app. Great question, though.
Yes.
So if you were to use your own interface, that would be how you would adjust the settings that we were just talking about. Right. So we just happen to have that because we're using the MVX2U. But you don't have to use an MVX2U with an SM7dB.
Correct.
But if you do want to take control or take advantage of those cool controls that Mario mentioned, which is auto level mode, near, far, etc., then yeah, get yourself an MVX2U. Let's do this. We've got somebody joining from Spain, which is amazing.
Ooh.
Yep.
Wow. What time is it in Spain? Wow.
I know.
Thank you for
Marina,
joining.
let us know. Let us know. Most inline preamps are 25 dB. This is up to 28 dB. Is that to customize the signal gain for the SM7dB? Great question, Jason, who I grew up with and went to elementary school with, strangely enough.
Nice.
But, you know, because why not meet up with friends on live streams? That's rad. Yes, it is to compensate for that. We gave it the additional 3 dB, so great question. And the sensitivity for this particular mic when you're at the different levels, if you have it completely in bypass, it's -59. If you have it in plus 18, it's at -41, and plus 28, -31. So that's why. And Doc Rock, what's up, Doc? Thanks for joining. Doc has his own SM7dB, which he's been playing with for quite a while. And it is a quiet noise floor, which he is pointing out for us. It is 1914 100 hours in Spain right now. So it's nighttime.
Wow.
It's nighttime.
Well, thank you for
7:14.
joining.
7:14 a.m. where Doc Rock is in Honolulu. So we have people from quite different places in the world joining us. So that's pretty
Yeah.
rad. Thanks, everybody.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, and Marina watches Doc Rock videos for Ecamm Live, which we are using right now to do this stream. So it's
we
just
are.
one big happy family. Oh, not night yet, says Marina. Okay, fair.
Okay.
It's not nighttime.
Getting there.
I guess not.
Probably.
7 something. So
7
close.
something.
It would be dark here, maybe.
I think so.
Fantastic.
Envy Doc Rock, though, too, in Honolulu. The
I
day's
know.
just getting started there.
Good for you, man. A question that came in via a different source is, when in bypass mode, is it true bypass or still hitting the preamp? It is true bypass. So that is a very important thing for those purists out there. Usually we hear that in the guitar pedal world, but it is true bypass. So it's bypassing that preamp and circuit completely. So you truly have an SM7B. And does it come with a backplate like our SM7B? It does not. So just to answer those questions, which we're seeing coming in from around the world. We got Dealcasters in the house, Mario. What's up, Chris? What's up, Jim? So good to have you here.
Yeah.
Go check out their video. They just put up a killer review video of the
Yeah.
SM7DB this morning. So many thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks,
And
guys.
it will be dark in Spain at 9 o'clock. So Marina is
Okay.
just letting us know. This is good. I'm learning about geography and time zones, and I'm very impressed that y'all are here. So thank you.
It's
For
kind of
that.
late for it to get dark. Yeah,
It is, but it's Spain.
It is.
It's Spain. That's why they eat dinner at 9 o'clock at night, because they're like, hey, it's still daytime. Let's go. Be right back. I'm going to Spain. Oh, awesome.
Right.
And yes, Jason brings up a point. $100 more for the SM7DB is cheaper than buying the inline filter separately. I'm going to let you do your online research, but that is potentially accurate.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah, the other thing too, with the SM7B, it's got things like electromagnetic hum reduction and all that stuff. That's why it's very quiet. And the SM7DB still maintains all of that stuff intact.
Yes.
So that's why things are smooth, sound quiet, and all that good stuff, because it still has all of those same characteristics and innards of the SM7B.
Innards.
So.
It's got the same innards as the SM7B. I mean, why would we mess with something that has done pretty darn great for the past 50 years?
Right.
We've made changes along the way. Like I mentioned kind of earlier, it started as the SM5 and the SM7, and then we added a couple things and, changed a few things, but kept it the same. So fear not. If you were just joining, Mario, you want to put me back into full screen? I'll do that bypass demo one more time.
So you're
here.
in full screen now.
Rock and roll. So I have it right now with the preamp engaged, and I have it at 28 dB plus 28 dB. But if I move it into bypass mode, you'll hear a little pop, and I'm going to adjust my gain, and you'll see what it sounds like. And now this is me in true bypass mode. So that is an SM7B. True bypass, completely bypassing the preamp circuitry. All you're hearing is my SM7B going into my MVX2U, which has absolutely nothing enabled on it except for phantom power. And you do have to enable phantom power to use the inline pre, or excuse me, the built-in pre. So I'm going to switch back over to that. All right. And there we go. That's it. So it has tactile switches. If y'all missed that, Mario, maybe throw up the backplate image again, because this is exciting. SM7B is incredible because you can adjust the EQ on the back and the actual configuration and frequency response of the microphone. But you couldn't really do it just with your fingers. And now on the SM7DB, you can. So super handy feature right there, because now I can switch it into bypass mode if I need to, engage my preamp, bump up to 28 dB, or adjust my EQ settings right on the back of the mic. So that's my favorite. Actually, I can do that too if we want to hear. I just don't have that memorized yet, but I can make some switching if we want. Hold on. Okay, so this is with bass roll off, and I'll switch it back to flat mode. If you're listening in headphones, you might be able to hear that. It's pretty subtle though. And I'll switch on my presence boost. And now I have presence boost, which just makes me sound a little sunnier, a little brighter. And what it's actually doing, because I have this frequency response pulled up. Oh, it just disappeared.
Yeah, I could really hear it. Well, I have headphones too. Yeah, I have monitors.
You do.
So.
You do. I mean, I like the presence boost, but I'm more of a flat kind of gal, just you can hear the switches engage, so you might not want to do it live, but when would you be doing that live except right now on a live stream?
Right. Honestly, and by using the SM7B, I rarely use those frequencies when I use the microphone. I just like the natural sound of the microphone. And I gave myself a little bit of EQ on the on my Shure Plus Motive app, but I actually now I'm flat. So
it sounds great.
So there wasn't really a huge difference. I just wanted a little bit of high end here, but this is flat, so nothing on the actual microphone. So yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah, sounds awesome. We had a question come in from Richter Studio. Thanks for joining. Is the SM7dB heavier than its predecessor? That I do not know. I'm looking it up right now. I see that it is 1.875 pounds. I'm going to look real quick on this and see if I can figure that out for you.
That's a great question.
And also I'm assuming here, is asking, is it safe to switch the bypass button on the mic with the phantom power constantly on? It is. I just did that. It's safe. The only thing you want to do is make sure you take off your headphones or turn down your monitor if you have your gain set up pretty high, because it will pop. That's just the nature of the beast when it comes to phantom power. So keep that in mind. Safety first. Protect those ears. Tommy Viper says, sounds great. So thank you, Tommy. Appreciate you very much for that.
Awesome.
Appreciate you all being here. And slightly heavier, Chris is weighing in, which I would assume it's the same, but you know what assuming does. So I'm going to look and see if I can find it out.
Yeah, just by feeling it, it did feel just a tad more, but again,
I mean, it has to be inherently. It has built-in circuitry.
Well, it's a little longer.
Right. That's true. It's about 1 centimeter longer. And Marina just ordered their 7 dB. Congratulations. That is super exciting in Spain. Spain just got a lot more exciting than it already was. So that is super cool.
That's
all right,
awesome.
I'm looking. 1.877 pounds
for the DB or for the...
No, for the B, and 1.875.
Huh,
Don't know how we did that. So we'll have to get back to you on that. But you can find all of that on Shure.com. And if you haven't already liked and subscribed to our Shure Creators channel, please do, because we put out content all the time called How Do You Do That? So if you have questions about Shure products, we'd love to answer them for you in video form. And we do these live streams once a month, typically, when we have cool products coming out or when we want to talk about like the 50th anniversary of the SM7B. We get on here and we chit-chat. Right, Mario?
Yeah. Yep. A lot of different topics, product launches. Like, for example, we just did the 50th anniversary for the SM7B. And then we were actually at the NAMM booth this past year, where we did a live stream directly from the booth. So a lot of things like that, where we're bringing our experiences here for you to check out, interact with us, and all that great stuff. So we do every month, and we have something really cool next month as well. But I'm not going to spoil that surprise.
Yeah, no, man, don't get. We like
awesome.
Our jobs. Yes.
So.
No, we have too much fun. Although, I mean, going live on the NAMM floor was stressful. I do not recommend that to the faint of heart. But our people at Ecamm, they always have our backs. So thank you for making this stream possible.
Yeah.
We desperately appreciate you. And Marina's asking Doc if he has the new SM7dB. I'm going to let him answer that because, we did seed out a few to some lucky influencers out there. And if you want to become a Shure brand affiliate, you can do so by going to Shure.com. I'll throw a link in the chat. And you can apply. Yeah. And we'd love to hear from you. And if you have any ideas for how do you do that videos, I mentioned that a minute ago, please let us know, because we love answering your questions. If there's something you've always wanted to know, please let us know.
Yeah,
Oh,
at any
Doc's,
level,
Doc's
too.
review is going live in 90 minutes. I
Nice.
can't wait. Right on. Right on.
The how do you do that videos, any level of audio knowledge. So
Yes.
no matter how much you think it's irrelevant or relevant, let us know, because everything matters when it comes to doing things like this.
Yes.
And any type of audio situation, whether you're an engineer, you're a seasoned engineer, you're just starting out, you're home recording, you're streaming, you're gaming, all that stuff. Let us know so we can answer your questions for sure and make a video about it.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're just joining us, we're talking about the SM7dB, which launched today. And it is basically an SM7B with a built-in preamp. So now you can have that plus 18 or plus 28 dB of gain right within the mic itself. No additional hardware peripherals required. Just plug into your interface, engage the preamp, and you're good to go. And if you bypass the preamp, which you can do right by touching the back of the mic and switching it into bypass mode, you have an SM7B. So if you're a purist, you can have both, the best of both worlds.
Right.
So something to keep in mind. It has switches on the back now that are tactile switches that you can activate, and you can adjust your EQ right on the fly, which you probably, again, wouldn't do in performance, but you have the ability to do that without adjusting anything on the backplate except these tangible switches.
Right.
But the big news about this mic is that built-in preamp. So if you've been looking for that, and that was the one thing missing from your SM7B, now we've got you covered.
Yeah.
Not disparaging our SM7B, though. It just hit 50 years, and it's still an incredible mic. So if you have that interface and you've already got one, that interface that can power it, you are in great shape. Don't despair. Don't despair.
Still using mine, still hooked up. It's still not going anywhere. So
No, it is not
I
going
think,
anywhere.
For me personally, we do a lot of live streams and make a lot of content. Now that the DB has the feature of the preamp, it's going to be easier to do more of this type of stuff, where I could use my MVX2U. It has that phantom power. It's USB-C. I can go right into my laptop. I can go right into Ecamm and then go live or create content directly on Ecamm or any streaming software service. I know some folks use like StreamYard or OBS or whatnot. But it makes life easier for that sort of lane when you want to do content creation, live streaming, and everything. Recording, I still have my SM7B that I'll probably use for vocals. It's connected to my board. It's connected to my gain lifter, and I'm still gonna probably use it for that as well. But I think having a DB also helps me with this type of stuff, with doing all the live streaming and the content creation and everything, and having that MVX2U.
Yeah, I'm just excited that now I can throw this in my bag when I'm traveling. I can bring my MV7 for a guest. I can bring my SM7dB and my MVX2U, and I'm good to go. If you're using a Mac, you can just split it up with an aggregate device and have two USB mics going in. Again, SM7dB is not a USB mic. It is an XLR mic, but I'm going into my USB interface, which is the MVX2U, in case somebody's going to be like, wait, she said it was a USB mic. I did not. It is not. So, and all right, let's see. Marina's saying that she has some hearing issues and very particular about audio. That's why she's so interested. Well, that's great for you to be able to hear all the nuances and details of your voice, which is what the SM7B is known for doing, because you are able to give it that nice gain and capture the natural reproduction of the sound. So I hope that you love it as much as we do, Marina. And you're not a nobody. She says she's a nobody and can't be an affiliate. Don't believe the hype.
Right.
You should always check it out.
Yes, for sure.
Always check it out. And Dealcasters, how is it with the MVX2U and the Motive app? I need to test through that. Y'all joined the stream late, Chris, okay? Because we went through it. That's what we're using right now. Mario and I are both using that. I'm plugged directly into my MVX2U, and Mario's plugged in with an XLR cable, which you can do. But yeah, he was controlling his. If you want to show that again, Mario, why don't you bring up the MVX2U Motive desktop
This
app.
is my setup right now. I'm using my MVX2U, so my SM7dB is plugged into the MVX2U. See if I could pull it up here so you could.
Don't break it. Just kidding. Everything we make is military spec, so you won't.
So that is how I have it connected. Here's the USB-C cable, and I also have my headphone monitoring that I'm using directly from the MVX2U. I just prefer to do that. I have my phantom power engaged, and it's going right
That's why it's red.
That's why it's red, correct. Mm-hmm. You can see that there. And then it's going directly into my laptop, but now I have access to the Shure Plus Motive app. And before I had a little bit of EQ, but as you can see now it's flat. I still have the high pass filtering. I got my limiting. I got some compression. I've got my mic gain, and then I can also pop it over to auto level mode. And things are going to change here. I have it in far mode, which means I can be 6 to 18 inches away from the microphone. And again, that's great for those of you who like to talk with your hands, or if you are doing a stream where you need to present product or whatnot. You have that freedom. Or if you want to keep the mic for some reason out of your camera shot, I don't know why, but you could, especially for those streamers out there who do that. And then we also have near mode. We have different tones, and then we have different gain levels for the auto level mode within the MVX2U.
So again, anybody just joining, that is the MVX2U going into the Shure Plus Motive desktop app. You do not need that to use the SM7dB,
Correct.
but that is how Mario and I are both using it right now. You can go into your existing interface. Because it has the onboard built-in preamp now in the SM7dB, you can use some interfaces that may not have had enough gain in the past to drive your SM7dB. So that's a handy feature of the microphone. That's why we made it. So I hope that you're digging it.
Yeah.
James Hicks is here. What's up, James? Thanks for joining. Love it. Awesome. And Marina says, I'm Spanish. My entire setup is staged around me being able to use my hands while I talk. I can relate. I'm not Spanish, but I am a hand talker.
It's great for that.
Game changer.
It is. It just gives you that freedom, and you don't have to be right up on the microphone all the time. You can give yourself some space. And I think it's a great feature. For me, it was when we first introduced far mode, I think it was for the MV7. It was a game changer because it really changed the way you could use your microphone in a streaming sense, and it solved a lot of problems out there. So I was really excited. I still use it all the time when I do my streams. So I'm excited that I get to use it on pretty much any microphone that's out there. Not just the Shure mic, but any type of microphone with the MVX2U. But again, Laura, to your point, this is an XLR microphone, and we just happen to be using our MVX2Us.
Yes, you can use it with almost any XLR interface, though.
Yeah.
So that's the point that we really want to drive home.
Yes.
The SM7dB is made to work with any XLR interface, and you plug in, you engage phantom power on the interface, which provides power to the built-in preamp on the SM7dB, and then you adjust accordingly. And that's it. So we're using the MVX2U because we work for Shure and we love it. But, there are other interfaces that you might already have, and it's made to work with those.
Right.
So you're welcome.
Many interfaces out there in the world. So nice.
Yes, but it's made specifically to work with those and any that you have. So SM7B legendary sound with a large upgrade with a built-in preamp. So we're so excited to be launching it today. Hope that you'll check it out. We've got a bunch of guys on here who have reviewed theirs already. So, check out Doc Rock's stream in a bit, or his review in a bit. James Hicks, check him out. Dealcasters. You got to check out these streams because they all have different things to say. And we're so grateful for everybody for trying them out and for loving this mic as much as we do.
Yeah, for sure. Super exciting day. Finally get to talk about it. Laura and I have had this microphone for quite a while. So, it's hard to not talk about stuff when you have it and you use it, and then now we finally get to, it's like, whew, now we get to talk about it. So super excited. Super excited.
Fantastic. All right. So we're going to go back to celebrating. I hope that y'all go poke around the interwebs and find another review or several about the SM7dB and do your research. But SM7dB, brand new today, has an inline built-in preamp that adds 18 or 28 dB of gain. You have tactile controls on the back of the mic where you can adjust the frequency response, and a bypass button on the back to get you to sound exactly like an SM7dB. It will be a true bypass of that onboard preamp.
Yeah.
And it sounds amazing. It's black. It has a logo. That's the differentiator from an appearance size, and it's about a centimeter longer than the SM7B, but the yoke, the cabling, everything, the capsule is the same and identical to the SM7B.
Yeah. And when Laura says going back to celebrating, she means going back to work. So
yes, I know. But we have great jobs because we get to hang out with everybody online and see what's what. So
right on.
Anything else, Mario?
That's it for me. I'm just excited to be able to share it. And thank you, everyone out there, for checking us out, especially in those remote places. Really do appreciate the time. And again, we go live every month, so be sure to like and subscribe and check us out next month. We got something cool again. And that's it for me. So again, thanks for everything, and excited to be here and be able to talk about it.
Thanks for hanging with us for part of your afternoon, evening, morning, etc. All right. Have a great day, everybody, and we'll talk at you soon. Thanks so much.
Bye.